Thank you so much. Thank you. Gotta go. Bye. Well, that was Merritt Weaver's acceptance speech for her Best Supporting Actor Emmy for Nurse Jackie in 2013. Best speech ever. And then there are some days when I myself think I'm overrated, but not today. That's Meryl Streep's acceptance speech for her Best Actor Emmy in 2004 for Angels in America. Those are some pretty big shoes to fill in the speech department. But in all seriousness, there are two things that I would like to say. I am honored and humbled to accept this Founders Award along with my colleague, Janet Horras. To me, the Founders Award represents not only the amazing founding women and families who have put their blood, sweat, and tears, literally, into building this life-saving program, but also to Grace, Madeline, Jaden, Grace, and Emma Kate. What a privilege it is to further their legacy. Secondly, I would like to call everyone listening to find it within themselves to take action to address the Black maternal health crisis. 1 out of every 94, that's less than 100, Black pregnancies ends in stillbirth. Please go to the Count the Kicks social media sites to see how you can support Healthy Birthday Inc.'s work to reduce racial disparities in maternal and fetal health. And again, thank you.
Thank you for this incredible honor. I'm humbled to receive this award. When I first heard about Count the Kicks, I was blown away that something so simple as kick counting could save the life of a baby. My life work has been focused on supporting families so children can grow up healthy and successful. Supporting Count the Kicks is a natural extension of that work. It's also personal. 16 years ago, my great niece was born still. Marie would have been my parents' first great-grandchild. After Marie's funeral services, I went to check on my elderly grandmother. Sitting at her kitchen table, she revealed to me my father was not her oldest child. Her first baby had been a daughter that was born still. The heartache and loss my grandmother felt was still clearly present 75 years after the loss of her baby. I'm honored to contribute to the mission of preventing other families from experiencing that same heartache. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Neil Mandsager, maternal fetal medicine physician here in Des Moines, Iowa. I'm truly humbled and honored to be given this award today. Although, to be honest, as I explained to my granddaughter this morning when she asked why I was all dressed up, I'm not exactly sure why they chose me. All I've done is to stand behind 5 brave women out of the depths of their grief as they search for a way to save babies, and in the process minimize the pain other families would have to endure as they had to. This award is really about them and the amazing accomplishment of Count the Kicks over the past decade plus. A time frame during which we have seen a dramatic decline in the incidence of stillbirth in the state of Iowa. As a physician practicing obstetrics in Iowa during this same time frame, I credit this impressive decline in stillbirths to Count the Kicks, because as providers, we haven't really done anything different, except to respond to the voices of concern generated by the Count the Kicks messaging. I wish that I could be speaking to all of you in person, but health and safety must come first. I spoke out early on during this pandemic when I was approached by Count the Kicks. And at that time, I encouraged all pregnant women to continue to monitor the movement of their babies, no different than before, and to continue to contact their providers if they had concerns, no different than before. And while I can only speak for MercyOne directly, I would assume it to be the case throughout the state and the country that we as obstetric providers will continue to respond to those concerns no differently than previously, moving forward with testing and evaluation of any baby that is not meeting movement criteria. At MercyOne in Des Moines, our obstetric emergency department is open to all pregnant women with concerns that need emergent attention. The only difference now is that we'll screen all women for COVID-19 symptoms when they present, and they will need to comply with the latest visitor restrictions. If they do end up being admitted, they will then be tested for COVID-19. As I speak today, this country is facing an additional crisis, one of racial divide and disparity. To this end, I speak today with both pride and contrition. Pride in the work of Count the Kicks over the past few years to address the inexcusable disparity in stillbirth rate in the state of Iowa and across the nation among minority women, specifically among African American women. Count the Kicks has developed messaging in Spanish to benefit our non-English speaking Hispanic population and is working with a variety of leaders in the African American community to make sure that we reach these women where they live and make sure they understand both the importance of monitoring the activity of their babies and speaking up when they have concerns. Why? Because Black lives matter, whether they are still in their mother's womb or otherwise. Which brings me to my words of contrition. Although born in Africa to missionary parents, I am white, and I have enjoyed all the privileges of being white in America. While I've had to work hard to get where I am today, I have not had to struggle to get there. In the past, when I heard the words white privilege, I cringed a bit because I felt like it took away from my accomplishments and the hard work that went with them. But since the tragedy in Minneapolis just a few days ago, I have searched my heart again and tried to listen closer to the many voices in the Black community and elsewhere. I recently heard the Des Moines police chief talk about the difference between working hard to reach your goals and struggling to reach your goals. No one should have to struggle against racial disparities, whether it be in school, neighborhoods, or in business, to reach their dreams. As a local African American pastor stated in that same conversation broadcast recently, Black Americans and people of all races should have the same opportunities for their piece of the American dream. We can do better. We must do better. And I'm proud of the efforts Count the Kicks has initiated to make sure we are doing better in the African American community specific to their mission of saving the lives of babies. As some of you know, I'm a hobbyist artist. So when I got news of this award, I started to look at a way I might capture the impact of Count the Kicks in a painting. This is what I came up with. I call it Beating Hearts. And on the back, I've inscribed the following: 5 hearts went silent, so thousands more would not. Such is the legacy of Count the Kicks. I am proud to have played a very small part in this legacy, which I hope and pray will live on well beyond my lifetime. Lastly, I want to take this moment to thank the founders of Count the Kicks, Jan, Janet, Tiffany, Kate, and Carrie. For it is only with their courage and steadfastness that the work of this organization ever got off the ground. I want to thank Emily Price and her staff and the board members of Count the Kicks and encourage them to continue their amazing work. I want to thank all of the ambassadors across this country and around the world. Stay strong. You are making a difference. And to any pregnant women that might be listening, remember, speak up for your baby. And if the provider isn't listening, speak louder until they do. After all, your baby's life may depend on it. Thank you.